Do you want to know how to beat a super grandmaster in 9 moves? Yes? Then let's go. This is a game played in the CrunchLabs Masters on chess.com. White is Fabiano Caruana, the current world number 3 and the third highest rated player ever in the history of chess. And his opponent is Alireza Firouzja, the current world number 15 and the youngest player ever to reach a rating of 2800 in chess. Fabi starts the game with one c4. Alireza moves his pawn to c6, trying to go for a Slav setup. If white plays d4, black plays d5, and this is the Slav defense. So after black plays c6, white goes for knight f3. Black responds with d5. White goes for g3, trying to fianchetto the bishop. And this is kind of a Catalan setup. Black plays bishop g4. And now the most popular move here is to play bishop g2. But instead, Fabi chose to play knight e5. Here Alireza moves his bishop back to f5. Now white develops his queen to b3, putting pressure on the b7 pawn as well as a pressure to the d5 pawn. So now black plays queen b6, protecting the b7 pawn by covering it and also threatening to exchange the queens. And now as the pawn on d5 is undefended, Fabi goes for c takes d5. Now black plays queen takes b3. If black plays c takes d5, then white will just simply take on d5 and the pawn is lost. So queen takes b3 and a takes b3. Here Alireza made a mistake. He played bishop e4. But before we go into that, let's look at c takes d5. This is also a mistake. Here white will go for knight c3, attacking the pawn on d5. This move has another idea as well. If black goes e6, then we play knight b5, threatening to play knight c7 check, forking the king and the rook. So now black plays knight a6, which is met by rook takes a6, sacrificing the rook. B takes a6, knight c7, king d8 and knight takes a8. And now white is simply a piece up. So after e6, knight b5, there is no way in which black can stop knight c7. So after c takes d5, knight c3, black may go f6, trying to hit the knight on e5. But now we play knight takes d5. And here black can't take on e5. White will simply play knight c7 and king f7 or something. And now white will simply take on a8. And now white is winning. This pawn is hanging and there are ways for the knight to get out. So white is simply winning. And after knight takes d5, if black plays knight a6, then white has rook takes a6. And b takes a6, knight c7 check, king d8, knight takes a8, f takes e5. Here black may want to play king c8 and king b8 to try to trap the knight on a8. So white will simply play bishop g2, protecting the knight, and white will play d3 next move. And white will bring out his bishop in some way and will get out the knight from a8. So white is simply winning. So c into d5 is also a mistake. So here black had to play bishop takes b1. And after rook takes b1, black will play c takes d5. And this position is slightly better for white because white has the bishop pair and a very active position. But still this position is completely holdable for black. But instead Alireza played bishop e4 in the game, and this is a mistake. Here I offer you to pause the video and try to find the move Fabi played. So I hope you have found the answer. Here Fabi played d takes c6, sacrificing the rook. Now here Alireza took on h1 with the bishop, and this immediately lost the game. Here black had to play knight takes c6, and now this knight and this rook is also under the attack. So now we cannot play knight takes c6. After black takes on h1, we are simply lost. So after knight takes c6 from black, white has to play f3, and knight takes e5, f takes e4. Although white is a pawn up, these pawns are doubled, and white also has the bishop pair, so this is still better for white, but this would have been the best option for black. But in the game, Alireza took on h1, and here I offer you to pause the video once more and try to find the move. So I hope you have found the answer. Here Fabi plays the brilliant rook takes a7. After rook takes a7, white will play c7, and it's impossible to prevent the promotion of the pawn. And because of this, after rook takes a7, Alireza resigned the game. But what's funny is that even though this was a painful defeat, Alireza went on to reach the grand finals of this event. Before you go, if you loved this video, make sure you smash that like button and the subscribe button.